Jacob pushes deeper into a barren, unforgiving stretch of the ancient Near Eastern desert. He is completely isolated, with only the rocky horizon for company. He is out here because he just committed a massive betrayal. Knowing his father, Isaac, was blind and near death, Jacob tricked him into handing over the family's most critical inheritance, the blessing meant for his older brother, Esau. Jacob wrapped rough goatskins over his smooth arms and neck, weaponizing his father's failing senses to mimic his brother's touch. When Esau discovered the theft, he resolved to kill Jacob the moment their father passed away, forcing Jacob to abandon his home and flee with absolutely nothing. Jacob has the words of the blessing, but none of the reality. He is a fugitive sleeping in the dirt, calling into question whether human deceit can actually secure divine favor. As night falls, he makes camp in the open. Exhausted, he takes an ordinary stone to use as a makeshift pillow. This is a staggering drop for the grandson of Abraham. Jacob is the supposed heir to a grand, world-changing covenant, yet he is reduced to this. He has spent his life relying on his own wits and manipulation to get ahead, but those schemes have left him stripped of his wealth, his family, and his security. Jacob is down to nothing but a stone for a pillow and the clothes on his back. He has finished his flight and is now entirely alone in the dark. As he sleeps, Jacob enters a vivid vision. A massive structure, a solemn or a sweeping stone staircase, appears before him. As this diagram shows, the base of the ladder rests solidly on the earthly plane, but its top reaches into the celestial realm. The structure is constantly active. Angels of God travel along this vertical axis, ascending and descending in continuous two-way traffic. This constant, fluid movement signals that the divide between the heavens and the earth is not a wall, but a thoroughfare. For an ancient mind, this vision replaces the concept of a distant, unreachable deity with a God who is actively involved in the mundane, physical world. Then the vision intensifies. God himself stands at the top of the ladder and speaks directly to Jacob, introducing himself as the God of Abraham and Isaac. He formally transfers the great patriarchal covenant to this runaway, promising him the very land, a countless number of descendants, and a blessing for the globe. In a final, radical promise, God vows to maintain his presence and protection with Jacob, staying with him wherever his exile takes him. God is handing over the ultimate promise to a man who just tried to acquire it through fraud. This vision reveals that humanity's deepest blessing is initiated entirely by divine grace. It is an unearned gift rather than something achieved by human ambition. Jacob wakes up gripped by awe. He realizes that God was present in this seemingly ordinary, desolate location, and he had no idea. His immediate response is to take the stone he used as a pillow and stand it upright, transforming a common rock into a sacred pillar. He pours oil over the top of the monument to consecrate it, renaming this nameless wilderness Bethel, which means house of God. There is a tangible shift in his character here. The man who has spent his life taking things from others vows to give a tenth of everything he owns back to God. By calling this spot the Gate of Heaven, Jacob anchors the divine presence to a specific, unremarkable patch of earth. This encounter stands in direct contrast to humanity's greatest architectural project, the Tower of Babel. At Babel, mankind attempted to build up to the heavens. It was a human-driven, desperate climb. Bethel operates in reverse. The connection isn't built from the ground up. God initiates contact by dropping the ladder down to the dirt. The bridge to the divine is a descent, not an ascent. It arrives as a revelation rather than a structural achievement of human hands. Jacob's ladder proves that the God of the cosmos meets humanity exactly where they are, not at the peak of our successes, but at the very bottom of our failures.